Based off a true story in 1911 where a rich couple gave everything of their inheritance to their cats, the Aristocats kind of follow a similar story, but of course with a Disney flair. And that is what we're going to talk about right now. Hey friends, welcome to the Disney Pastor. I am your host Tim. I talk all things Disney, which includes Walt Disney Animation. Before we get started, let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on the movie. I'm going to talk about the good, the average, and the bad of this film, give you my overall thoughts, and of course, my rating. Without further ado, let's dive into the Aristocats.
Ooh, that's good.
One of the things I like about this movie is one of its songs, which is, of course, Everybody Wants to Be a Cat. It is the most iconic song of the film and is done quite nicely. It's a fun, jazzy type of song, which we don't really see a ton of Disney films kind of have that sort of vibe. The only thing I could think that's kind of similar would be I Want to Be Like You from The Jungle Book. That's as close as kind of jazzy flair, but this is 100% jazz. It's a fun one that I feel like could actually be done in like some jazz class settings. Just my thought process with this song in particular. It's a pretty solid song and overall I enjoy it. The other thing I like about this film is going to be the animation of the characters. I talk a lot about the animation here, and I'm a sucker for 2D animation, and the characters here are done very, very well. Their style is good, and it's kind of nice to see just more expressions. Again, the characters done very nicely. I like it a lot.
Something good, something bad, a bit of both.
The story here is okay. It's not great. Sure, it's easy to follow, easy to understand. There's a guy who wants to have all this woman's inheritance, and the cats are in his way, so he goes and tries to throw them out in a sense, and they, of course, try to make their way back. There's a few moments of action and a little bit of some intensity, so to speak. Plus, there's a romance story throughout with Duchess and Thomas O'Malley. But other than that, I mean, it's I don't know. It feels like we've kind of seen this story before with Disney. And then on top of that, there's stories like this, I think, that do a much better job of returning back home. Jungle Book is one of those. It's a little more compelling. There's a little more stuff that really drives it forward. And that's, I think, part of the issue I have with this film is it's just not as compelling as I think it could be. I think part of that also deals with a little bit of kind of the pacing. It has some moments where it moves pretty quickly, but then moments probably unnecessarily where it kind of drags a little bit. One of the other things here too is the backgrounds. I didn't want to knock the entirety of animation because obviously the characters look great, but a lot of them are very, very plain. It kind of has sort of this 101 Dalmatians kind of look, and it works for that film. I don't think it necessarily works for this one in particular. There's a lot of moments where you want to portray kind of the grandness of obviously where Duchess and her 3 kids are from. I feel like it could have been done a little better. But again, there is a stylization that they were trying to go with this film in particular, and it kind of works, but then it also kind of doesn't. The other thing here is, of course, the songs. They're okay. I mean, I lean more towards kind of bad. The scales and arpeggios is pretty neat. I mean, it's a very kiddie song because it is sang by kids. And then, of course, you have Thomas O'Malley and his song. But other than that, it's okay. It's not great. It's not fantastic. It's just kind of there. I don't know. I feel like this film probably could have been a little better minus the songs because it doesn't really add anything to the movie itself.
I have a really bad feeling about this.
I did mention the fact that the story, in my personal opinion, is not super compelling, and I still agree with that statement. But the biggest thing, the biggest issue I have with this film, without a doubt, is going to be the villain. It's just, it's not good. We've been at such a high point with villains, and I mean, we're just starting the Bronze Era of Disney films. So we're really hitting a strike with this one. He pushes the plot forward, yes, and he is kind of the central figure of the story when it comes to the plot. It's not really great. It really isn't. It just doesn't work for me, and it just falls very, very flat, and it definitely drags the film down for me.
And so our journey comes to an end.
Overall, it's okay. It's a very slow start to the Bronze Era of Walt Disney animation. And I mean, the characters are okay. I mean, the story is kind of meh. The villain is terrible. It's not good. And it's a decent film. It's not one I go back to often. It's not super memorable for me. There are definitely worse films than this one, but it definitely isn't to the standard we've been at. Hence why this is the start of the Bronze Era of Walt Disney animation. Overall, I give it a 6 out of 10 with a C for its fun factor. Again, it's okay. It's kind of in that mediocre middle, so to speak, for this film. That being said, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Do you like the Aristocats? Do you not like the Aristocats? Has it been a long time since you've seen this movie? Which, by the way, is on Disney Plus if you do want to check it out. If you enjoyed this video, please get a big thumbs up. I'd greatly appreciate it. Helps me know what you like, what you don't like. And if you're new around here, I want to say a very special welcome to you. Be sure to subscribe down below and hit the bell to be notified for more videos just like this one. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend time with me. I truly appreciate it, and I will see you all in the next video. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.